Councilman Worthy.
Aye.
And I am aye as well, so unanimous. The next item on our agenda is to approve the minutes, and can I get a motion to do so? Matt Westmoreland has moved,
Second.
seconded by Wayne Martin. Can you please, we're not opening the vote. Voice vote. Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. Westmoreland. Ms. Bond.
Aye.
And Mr. Worthy, and I am aye as well. So that is unanimous, and our minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is the election of a vice chair for the committee. Do I have a nomination?
Madam Chair, I nominate Ishay Collins.
Second.
Matt Westmoreland is nominated Ishay Collins and seconded by Wayne Martin. Can we please, I'm going to have to remember, we are doing voice vote. So, Mr. Martin, you have made the motion and seconded, and Mr. Westmoreland, so Ms. Bond. Aye. And Mr. Worthy.
Aye.
And I'm aye as well, so that is unanimously approved. The next item is the goals and objectives for 2026. You have two sheets. One is the goals and objectives from 2025, which our analyst has very thoughtfully shown on your paper at your seat, what we have done last year, and then you have a new page for goals and objectives for 2026. I would like for the committee members to review these and make any suggestions for changes, additions, and report back to us so the committee can consider them and have a final vote on goals and objectives by the February 9th meeting. That takes us to public comment, and we have one person who is signed up for public comment, and that is Brother Anthony Mohammed. And you have 3 minutes.
Don't make it complicated, Miss Norwood. You've been here for several years. It's Anthony. O and the E. Anthony, but I appreciate that anyway. But I want to make something perfectly clear here today. I come to zoning because I live in a residential area and been here. Wayne Martin, sir, you know where that is.
Yes, sir.
But the problem we having out there specifically with some persons that comes from the housing authority, have access to our community college, have no homes availability. But we have ordinances that this city set up, and we don't have no one to want to inform the people in the housing authority about that. But as a residential area, and as a member of this community for 30 years, if I come in this city hall for the last 15 years, Miss Norwood, if I want some system from these representatives of your staff here, councils on staff, it should be given. Don't tell me machine, this internet we signed up on is not working. It ain't been working for a while. You know that. But then if I tell you I need some copies I want to give to the members of this committee, and you tell me, well, no, we don't do that. Then I go over to your Miss Santana office and ask, can they do it? We don't do that. That kind of agitates me. Then I go to the municipal clerk office because I have some need to make some copies to give to you all. Oh, we don't do that either. But let me be perfectly clear here today. Things have to change in this city of Atlanta because I know y'all coming here, got my name spelled wrong. I've been gave it to them for 20, 15 years. Just embarrassing. But it's okay, Mr. Trump. You said, Mr. Trump, recently, the 14th Amendment that was given to dark anti-matter people after 1868. But you mentioned it since we started bringing these folks you call DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion in this country, Mr. Biden. But I've been here with my folk for all my life. I ain't never came on no ship, Mr. Martin. But what I'm trying to make perfectly clear, if I address the issues about things happening in my community, you should not be able to not give some resolution to it. because I'm going to the Public Safety Committee and talk about code enforcement, but to come in this office, to begin, Mr. Dickinson, and we still want to treat people look like me that is not part of the sorority, the fraternity, or the larger ones that have access to capital. Treat them fair and look like your area, Miss Norwood, $14 billion generator over there. Well, let me be clear here. I'm going to sit down and see my time over with. But Mr. Donald Trump said something, so I was so pleased about it. Whatever race Caucasian got, Mr. Martin, according to the article 1981, whatever rights they got in contracts or whatever rights they got in public businesses, you should treat me the same way. Me being a dog person. And I come down to City Hall arguing about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Muhammad. We have been joined by council members Ishay Collins and Liliana Bakhtiari. Welcome to the committee. Ms. Collins, I wanted to let you know in your absence, you have been elected vice chair of this committee, and so congratulations.
Thank you.
We're continuing the tradition of Ms. Boone, who was elected in her abstention as well.
Yes.
So, next on our agenda is the consent agenda, item H, ordinances for first read. And Director Holmes, will you please read the captions for the first reads?
Certainly. Good morning, council members. Item number 1, 26-01038 Z2499, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone community business district Westside Park Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay and single-family residential Westside Park Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to multifamily residential Westside Park Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for properties located at 480 and 492 Elmwood Avenue, 1590, 1600, 1618, 1626, 1621, and 1621 Hasty Place, 1595, 1607, 1617, and 1625 North Avenue, and 481 and 485 and 495 Westlake Avenue Northwest. Item number 2, 26-01039 Z2501, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial conditional beltline overlay to mixed residential commercial beltline overlay for properties located at 1215 and 1313 Sylvan Road and 984, 985, and 997 Cox Avenue Southwest. Item number 3, 26-01040 Z2538, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multifamily residential for property located at 1911 and 1917 LaDawn Lane and 1920 Ann Street Northwest. Item number 4, 26-01041 Z2544, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to planned development housing for properties located at 1469, 1473, and 1477 Hosea L. Williams Drive and 1483 Hosea L. Williams Drive. Item number 5, 26-01042 Z2546, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from community business district conditional beltline overlay to community business district conditional beltline overlay for a change of conditions for property located at 1247 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, Southwest. Item number 6, 26-01043 Z2550, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from Vine City Special Public Interest District Sub-Area 6, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to Vine City Special Public Interest District Sub-Area 5, Westside Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for property located at 67 Griffin Street Northwest. Item number 7, 26-01044 to Z2556, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from heavy industrial beltline overlay to multifamily residential commercial beltline overlay for property located at 684, 679, and 685 Glass Street Northwest. Item number 8, 26-01045 Z2562, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 115 Nathan Road Southwest. Item number 9, 26-01046 Z2566, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from residential general sector 3 to multifamily residential for property located at 2199 Lenox Road Northeast. Item number 10, 26-01047 Z2568, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to planned development mixed use for a major site plan amendment for property located at 1041 Field Road and 2804 Yates Drive Northwest. Item number 11, 26-01048 Z2569, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 125 Howell Drive Southwest. Item number 12, 26-01049 Z2573, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to commercial service district for property located at 2275 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard Northwest. Item number 13, 2601050 Z2575, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to two-family residential for property located at 11 Mildred Place Northwest. Item number 14, 2601051 U2514, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a personal care home pursuant to section 1606-0051G for property located at 2694 Fairlane Drive Southeast. Item number 15, 2601052 U2515, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for an outdoor sales area pursuant to section 1637-0071K for property located at 1515 Howell Mill Road Northwest. Item number 16, 2601053 U2525, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for an outdoor amusement enterprise pursuant to section 1618S005 for property located at 485, 489, 491, 495, 501, 505 Foundry Street Northwest, 174, 182, 184, 190, 192 Northside Drive Northwest, 480, 486, 490, 496, 502, and 506 Spencer Street Northwest, 185 Electric Avenue Northwest. Item number 17, 2601054 U2528, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a park for hire facility pursuant to section 1611-0051K for property located at 200 and 230 Cleveland Avenue Southwest. Item number 18, 2601055 U2530, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a daycare center pursuant to section 16080051B for property located at 532 Cleveland Avenue Southwest. Item number 19, 2601056 U2531, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a preschool pursuant to section 16060051B for property located at 743 Virginia Avenue Northeast. Item number 20, 2601057 U2533, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a special school larger than 8,000 square feet pursuant to section 1632-0071D for property located at 2295 Benjamin E. Drive Southwest. Item number 21, 2601058 U2534, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for an outdoor sales area pursuant to section 1634-0071K for property located at 420 Chapel Street Southwest. Item number 22, 2601059 U2535, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a private school pursuant to section 1604-0051L and 1605-0051L for property located at 966 West Payson Ferry Road Northwest, 3325 Reelman Road, and 3311 Reelman Road, and 15 Ashworth Court Northwest. Item number 23, 2601060 U2536, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for an outdoor sales area pursuant to section 1632-0071H for property located at 1611 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard Southwest. Item number 24, 2601061 U2537, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a cell tower pursuant to section 1606A-0052B for property located at 2150 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard Northwest. Item number 25, 2601062 U2539, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for outdoor dining at restaurants when any part of such use is located within 1,000 feet of property that is zoned as an R1, R2, R2A, R2B, R3, R3A, R4, R4A, R4B, or R5 district, or that is used as a residential property pursuant to section 1609-0051F for property located at 717 Edgewood Avenue Southeast. Item number 26, 2601071 Z2532, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to planned development housing for property located at 1345 Bolton Road Northwest. And item number 27, 2601072 Z2570, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to two-family residential for property located at 674 Emily Place Northwest.
Thank you, Director Holmes. These items will be sent to full council. The next item on our agenda is the ordinances for second read. And if you would be so kind, Director Holmes, is to read those. We can take items 28 through 34 as a block. And since this is the first meeting of the second term, these will also be sent to the Zoning Review Board.
I did. Item number 28, 2601001 Z2571, ordinance by council members Liliana Bakhtiari, Jason H. Winston, Kelsey Bond, Byron Amos, Jason Dozier, Alex Wan, Thomas Worthy, Dustin Hillis, Andrea L. Boone, Wayne Martin, Antonio Lewis, Michael Julian Bond, Matt Westmoreland, and Ishay Collins to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended, requiring primary pedestrian entrances to provide push-button activators or relationship with the building to street is required and for other purposes. Item number 29, 2601002, an ordinance by councilmember Dustin Hillis to waive certain provisions of Part 3 Land Development Code, Part 16 Zoning, Section 1628-0085A1 to allow 6-foot walls and fences in the half-depth front yards for properties located in single-family zoning districts in the Riverside neighborhood and for other purposes. Item number 30, 26-010-03, U-2532, an ordinance by Councilmembers Dustin Hillis and Byron D. Amos for a special use permit for a community center pursuant to section 1635-0071I for property located at 2345 Donlea Hollowell Parkway Northwest and pursuant to section 1606A-0051D for property located at 2327 Donlea Hollowell Parkway Northwest, beginning at the northeasterly corner of Donlea Hollowell Parkway and Grand Avenue, and for other purposes. Item number 31, 26-01004, an ordinance by Councilmember Michael Julian Bond to amend the Atlanta Sign Ordinance to change the definition of public entertainment district to allow under certain time, place, and manner criteria projection and wrap signs within this SPI 1 zoning district upon council activation of a public entertainment district in connection with the large downtown entertainment events and for other purposes. Item number 32, 26-010-06, Z2565, an ordinance by Councilmember Jason Dozier to rezone Historic West End Adair Park Special Public Interest District Subarea 1, Subarea 7 to Historic West End Adair Park Special Public Interest District Subarea 8 for property located at 0 People Street Southwest, parcel ID 1401170007079 to modify the official zoning map and for other purposes. Item number 33, 26-010-007, Z2574, an ordinance by Councilmember Jason Dozier to authorize the construction of one digital changing billboard face and its supporting structures located at 218 Peachtree Street Northeast and for other purposes. Item number 34, 26-010-008, Z2576, an ordinance by Councilmember Jason Dozier to amend the 1986 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended by amending the Historic West End Adair Park Special Public Interest District Subarea 1, Section 1618U012, Historic West End Adair Park development controls by increasing the allowable residential floor area ratio and for other purposes.
Thank you, Director Holmes. And these items are to be referred to the ZRB. Do I have a motion to do so? From Councilman Bakhtiari, seconded by Councilman Westmoreland. And we have a question, yes.
Yes. Just for clarity, item number 6 for second reading from the agenda, it's the only item that already has a staff recommendation, NPU recommendation, and ZRB recommendation, but it's listed for first reading. So what does that process looks like? Does it move forward to council for final approval, or it comes back to us?
That will go to council to be on on the consent agenda.
Yes.
To be referred back here to be a second read.
Okay.
And then at which point the committee can vote on it if need be.
Will there be any additional information that will be gathered during that time for consideration on, that will be shared with us between the recommendations that are already stated and when it comes back to to this committee?
No, the reason this has recommendations is because all items were terminated at the end of 2025.
Okay.
And so this was, this is being treated as administration paper, so it shows up as the first read on this agenda. It's just going through that normal legislative process. It's not that there's more information happening or gathering or more community input. It's just the normal legislative process we're required to follow.
Great, thank you. Thank you. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So we need to take that vote, voice vote. Bakhtiari and Westmoreland already, and Worthy? Aye. Bond? Aye. Collins?
Aye.
Aye.
And I as well. So unanimously. Is there any walk-in legislation?
There's not.
Are there any additional remarks? If not, we are adjourned.
Great. You all.